Hey, I want to talk about Sheryl Sandberg. She's the COO of Facebook, and she's got a new book out called Lean In: Women, Work, and the Will to Lead. Now, this is one of a series of videos. It's probably the first you've seen because I wasn't sure I was going to keep it up, and I didn't want to send it out if I wasn't. I am. It's something that I enjoy doing, and there are two ways I want to support you in your storytelling. One is to give you stories, to just tell stories, and that's what this video is. I'll also be sending out tips how to improve your storytelling. I want to talk about her book because she talks about how we as women hold ourselves back. Now, I actually wrote a book about women in power a little while ago, and it went to I had a, publisher, it went to the editor, but the reaction of the editor and the other people that I tried to talk to about this subject was so crazy that I pulled the book. I don't want to fight these fights. I'm really glad that Sheryl Sandberg decided she wanted to put a stake in the ground and talk about it. That she talks about is how women have internalized a feeling that we don't want to be perceived as aggressive. It's holding us back. And I would go so far as to say that we enjoy competition less. There are people who say women are less competitive. And the research that I find most interesting, this is a little piece of research where women and men were asked to play a game that was competitive, but it was rigged so that they just kept winning. Men just never stopped enjoying that. They just kept playing until it timed out. Women, after a while of winning, quit playing. It wasn't fun anymore, or they were bored. I can't say for sure. We can't know. But I'd like to posit that women enjoy competition less. It's possible. I love Sandberg's story where she actually trained her brother and sister when she was a kid to follow her around like little ducks, and she would give speeches, and they were trained that periodically they were supposed to say, right, which I can just see that. I can imagine it. And it demonstrates that there are women who really enjoy being in charge. My own story was when I was in sixth grade, my first grade teacher, Miss Brooks, had me come back to her room during recess on rainy days because she wanted to go have a smoke and somebody had to watch the kids. They couldn't go outside. I'm embarrassed to admit that during those days, I actually taught the first graders how to march in formation. Yeah, and then I have a performance, and people came to watch my sixth grade class and the teachers, and I only handed out peppermints to the people, to the kids, to the first graders who participated. I mean, I can't even believe I'm telling you this. It's embarrassing, but I was convinced that everybody deserved a peppermint, and hopefully I learned that lesson. I'm telling you this story because it's important to contrast against the next story I'm going to tell you. I've had books out since 1997, and I have never once sold books in the back of the room. People have wanted me to. They've said, "Where can I buy your book?" But I didn't have them available, and when they asked me why, I said many times, "Well, I think it's tacky." I didn't want to be seen as, aggressively seeking sales because I just didn't want to be that kind of person. Well, that's crazy, but it demonstrates that I've held myself back, and I wonder if you have in certain ways. It's not that we aren't as aggressive or aren't as competitive, but we hold ourselves back. And this book, I'm really looking forward to it. It's coming out in March. Probably has a lot more stories in it. I'm hoping that you have some stories to share with me, and I want to hear stories from men as well. Is it something that you've experienced? Is there a time when you held yourself back? That would fall under the category of times I blew it stories. And what about times when you didn't? When you stepped up and you were first and you grabbed that opportunity? Let me hear some of your stories. I hope that this helps you along your path in becoming a better storyteller. Thanks. Bye.